Hello everyone, welcome to Sleepy Notes Club. A long time no see. I feel like I haven't uploaded a video in a while, but I've been spending my days journaling and scrapbooking, clearing all my binders and organizing all my paper and trying to make some sense of everything. But yeah, I decided to take a little break to show you my new pocket setup. If you watched my last video, you will know that I was a bit unsure on how to make my trip planners work, but I think I finally figured it out, so I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, before I forget, at the end of the video, there's gonna be a little Q&A. I asked on Instagram if you guys wanted to know more about my planners or if you had any specific questions, so at the end, there's gonna be a little Q&A. But yeah, anyway, first of all, this is a new cover, to me at least. It is a Mulberry cover. I'm pretty sure it's leather. It is obviously secondhand. I got it on Vinted and I'm super happy with it. It is a very dark brown. It looks black, but it's definitely a dark brown. I love it because it lays flat, and again, this is one of the things that I really require in my planners. But anyway, yeah, so first things first, this is, and if you follow me on Instagram, this will look familiar to you. This is a part of a bigger postcard that I got on a charity shop, like always. I literally gonna say charity shop so many times in here. I'm #1 fan. All my decorations, well, almost all my decorations, stickers, postcards, everything you see is probably from a charity shop. Yeah, so this was part of a bigger postcard, and half of it went to my personal, and it was like my dashboard. It still is. And this one is just a little version that I cut for my pocket, so I always like to do that. If you ever struggle with what to use as like decorations for your planners, or for example, when I was in Mexico, I had a lot of troubles like buying things from Etsy because it took ages to arrive. If you don't know what to do, just look around, maybe your parents or someone, or just in your local markets. They usually sell postcards, just things that are not meant to be that. Maybe they're covers for another notebook or whatever. Just cut it down and use it as a postcard if it means something to you. That's usually what I like to do. But that is that, and this is another I think this was a magazine, like a vintage magazine, like a gardening magazine, which I absolutely love. I don't know why I cut this specific part, but I really like the pattern, so that's that. This is my usual like annual calendar, and I mark each month that goes by with my stickers, which I don't have in here, but everyone keeps asking me, where are these stickers from? Again, this is from a charity shop. And I'm gonna answer one of the questions already that I just received yesterday. Someone asked or said that they didn't know that you get or can buy stickers in charity shops. And I think it depends. I have around 5 or 6 in my town, and only 2 of them sell or have like a craft corner, which is where they keep all the knittings and all these like stamps and everything, and that's where I buy these ones. But they're not that, I don't think many charity shops have these things either, which is why I'm like a big hoarder, sticker hoarder, because I just am so afraid of running out of them, because I can't just buy the same thing, you know, it's just one of a kind, I guess. Something else I wanted to show you is this. So these are little plastic covers. They came with these bits. So with the cover, I received these Mulberry address insert thingy, so you can put your contacts. So basically, yeah, so you can put your contacts, and they all came with their like plastic cover, which is really cool. So all I do is I just fit it like this. They're already punched, it was a perfect size, and then I just fit it in the rings, and there you go. Now everything's a bit more protected. At least the first pages in my planner, I always find that they end up getting scrunched and everything. But anyway, I'm super happy about that. I have 3 left, so I'm definitely gonna use them, I think at some point. But yeah, that's that. This is again my Peanuts Planner Co calendar for April, and I only mark the days that I use my pocket, and as you can see, I obviously don't use it that often. Actually, I've been using it more in the sense that I've been working on it literally almost every day, well, almost every day these days, at least a couple hours a day, just trying to figure out what I want to do, what sections I want to have, just rewriting a couple things. This is a picture of my husband when he was a kid. I love having that there. This is a cutout from a brochure that came with one of a, what was it? Oh, like a puzzle. What's it called? Puzzle? Like a puzzle. What's it called? And in it came a couple of, like a brochure to advertise the other designs that they had, and I really like the one with the cats. It reminds me a lot of my mother-in-law, to be honest, because she has a lot of cats and loves cats. This is, again, I'm keeping this from Filofax, a tab that marks the start of my notes, but again I'm using the plastic thingy, so I can also fit this note that my hubby wrote that I really like, and a Polaroid of us as well. So the first section is my notes. Now this is the thing, like the main thing I'm using my pocket for. So I migrated all my notes to this size, and I am not keeping any kind of notes or inbox or anything in my personal. It's just heavy planning and my trackers and like work and social. So yeah, this is my notes section. Since I'm still kind of working on what's going in here, I still have a couple things that I want to add. So for example, I want to add a Animal Crossing section, and I already have a personal, but I do want to do some health notes that I have, some tests that I need to run and stuff like that, but there's no rush, so I'm just gonna like have a couple of details in here. But other than that, this is complete, like the whole thing. So I keep my watch list, so I will show you. This is just my personal watch list, so things I want to watch myself. This is also just a little scrapbook piece from a magazine. I also have the list of all the covers / planners that I bought, and if they have like a mark, it means that I sold them. Yes, sad. I honestly cry about a couple of these ones still, but yeah, and if I highlight them, it means that they're my favorite ones, like out of the whole bunch that I've been like bought. And as always, my London Organizer Pocket, one of my favorites. My Longchamp Personal Planner, again, one of my favorites, I love it. And this Pocket Mulberry, which I feel really comfortable in, I also really like. And I should mark this as well. I'm actually gonna mark it now, because I just bought the Filofax original in the color Patent Nude, and honestly it is one of my favorite covers. I've had it for only like a week, but it's so great. I don't know why I love it so much. It's just perfect. The texture, the look is just amazing. I just love it so much, and it was the oldest thing in my wish list, and I got it. So yeah, anyway, my stationery, again, if I mark it, is that I sold it, and this is just things that I still own. I also keep, which I've been referencing a lot, this is my system, so what I keep in each planner, and I'll come back to this if you wanna maybe stop and pause the video and like have a read, of course, but like I will come back to it, because one of the questions is like goes through like what my system is again and what I use for each cover. So yeah, I keep, like I said, my watch list. Now this is the things we want to watch together, me and my husband. This is my watch list as well, but for Korean dramas. I'm a big Korean drama gal, and honestly, I've been watching Korean drama since I was in high school. I think it was 2006. So it's been a long time, but these ones are my faves. So if it's highlighted, I've watched them. And if it's not, is that either I need to watch it or I need to complete. And if there's a mark, it means that they're my faves, and they're definitely my faves. If you ever want to chat K-dramas, let me know, because oh my gosh, especially the old ones. I haven't been keeping up with the recent ones, but I love the kind of oldish ones. Everyone laughs about this one, but it's honestly my favorite. And I love that people keep reaching out saying, oh my gosh, I need to try all these croissants. Well, yeah, here you go. These are our favorite croissants in the whole supermarkets, I guess. Well, not only supermarkets, it's a coffee shop. But yeah, we're really keeping this real and we take this very seriously. So I'm keeping this as well here. It's a random note. Some blank notes for later. This is my wish list section. So I have everything that is kind of, I think of this not only wish list, but everything that's kind of money related, but not finances. So in my wish list, first of all, I just keep a quick note of the things I still want to sell. I've been selling a couple things on Vinted, so yeah. I keep the first note that I got in the UK like a couple years back. And I have a wish list for my planners, and again, if it's crossed, it means that I got it and I sold it, but these are still the things that I wanna get. Let me know if we have any in common. My wish list for stationery, I want a couple things. This is not complete actually. I have a couple more post-it notes here and there, but I need to find them. But this is just a couple things that I want to get at some point. And these are the things that I did buy based on my wish list. And I use my hollow stickers to mark the months as well, like 1, 2, and well, January, February, and then April. Didn't buy any covers in March, which is crazy. But yeah, and in here I'll put the price, but I didn't have time to do it before. I'll do it at some point. And then this one is like my little, I would say little inbox. It's still in the middle of my wish list section, but I do like to have like a tab if I'm out and about and I go into charity shops. These are the things I want to buy still, kind of like on the hunt for. We are gonna visit London next week, or well, this weekend, and so I have a couple things that I want to buy. So things like that, because I'm sure I'm gonna take my pocket. My mini is not gonna be it's not gonna be enough. I'm definitely not gonna take my personal, but I know this one is coming with me, so this is okay if it's here. My mini is just for like little quick notes. A wish list in like a kind of everything: bags, clothes, perfumes, things like that. I want to get some like Stardew Valley games, stuff like that. I need some hair stuff from a brand that a hairdresser recommended. So everything like that I keep in here. I also have ideas for like gifts for my husband, for my friends, things that I also kind of got and not, things like that. And this one, it's the same as like my wish lists here, but I kind of like this insert. It's from Filofax, 2003, very old, so I don't want to get rid of it, even though it's literally the same as like what I had here. So I just keep it there because I like how it looks. This is my personal section. Again, this is part of like an old school magazine, and I'm using the cover again, and I pasted it on a Filofax tab thing. So there's 3 things going on in here. And yeah, so it's in my personal section. I think I can show you everything. Oh, this is a dashboard I made for my traveler's notebook, and as you know, I sold it, and I just keep that because this is my husband and a ticket and everything, so I really kind of enjoyed how it looks. And yeah, so here again an acetate at the beginning to keep reminders, baby names. I'm not pregnant, or we're still not planning to have babies, but I don't know, we always kind of hear a cool name and I like having it here, and I always write the ones we like the most. Same as dog names. We are thinking of getting a dog very soon, and I just, I can't help it. I need to have all these things in my planner. So again, these are things I don't really need in my personal. I don't need to reference it that often. So I think this is the best to keep things like this. Usernames, I kind of want to create another Instagram because I want to get more into the illustrations in general. And I am very aware that these are not great, so we will have to think more about it. And I like to do this a lot. Basically, this is a thing that I've been doing since the start of the year, and it is just like recording all the wins, however big or small, just writing them down so you can have like a track of them, because I forget about the little milestones that helped all those like goals. So however big or small, I do like to write down the wins that I have through the month, and I usually do them when I'm planning for the next month. So for example, I don't have an April yet, because I'm definitely gonna look back at my calendars. I have my like an objective or goal sections in all my calendars in my personal, so I'm gonna look through those, and then I'll definitely add a win section for my April. So that's how I work. Again, I don't reference it that often, but I do think it's a very important part of me and what I do and how I plan. This is a quick thing I did about all my yearly goals, just like with the whole year and the goals that I want to set. And if I am keeping up with them, then I will just mark them. And same on the other side. So this is my travel section, part of a vintage book that I got in a charity shop. This is and I make these tabs myself from like just post-it notes like this, but the ones that have a little tab, so I just cut it and then I just like kind of paste it in like my section. So I have a couple of those like that. So yeah, travel section. I do literally go from Mexico to the UK very often. We been in the UK for 5 months, where we're gonna go visit next month. So I have a couple things I want to do before then, and I do hold very dear my travel essential list, so I always reference that. And this is another post-it that I had as well from last time I traveled, so I kind of like to keep this as well, just as a reference, and see if just so I don't forget anything, because that's probably my worst nightmare. This is places I want to visit in the UK, which we've visited quite a lot from the list, and we still have a couple more to go. And cafes visited as well, which I really like to keep track of that. And this one is my Mexico like sections, places, cities and states we wanna go and visit together. This is a very important one. We're traveling back, like I said, so I need to bring a couple things back from Mexico to the UK. So here's the list. I want to bring a couple like food as well, of course. And yeah, so this is my diary section. Again, this is from a magazine, of course. And this is my monthly, so it's just events and things I do out. This is April. I've decided to stop using the yellow for everything that I do outside, and I'm just using my pink Mylana to highlight dates or special occasions. And then this is my weekly, stays the same. I like to keep events and time events in the right in here, and in the left supporting like things that I need to do and stuff like that. And the last section that I decided to change from my personal to my pocket is my food section. So I am working on another food binder, by the way, and I'm gonna show you later because I'm still working on it. But that's gonna hold like a lot of things and recipes and stuff. But this one, it's gonna hold more like immediate things, like things I want to like to cook. For example, these are things that I haven't cooked yet, but that I still kind of wanna cook sometime, and especially this one. So I'm using that to kind of create a bit like, let's just go and get the ingredients. Same with desserts as well, and keeping an acetate as well. Our favorite dishes, favorite snacks, meal ideas, lunch ideas, and dinner ideas, and a couple of recipes in here as well. And this is a list of our favorite cafes or restaurants in Mexico. Yeah, in the end, I just keep this insert with post-its, and these ones which I don't need, but I keep in here just in case. So yeah, that's my pocket. Oh my gosh, I thought it was gonna be faster, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's quickly move on to the questions that I have. Okay, so the first question is, do you transfer everything from pocket to personal? And the answer is no. For me, I like to give each planner, each size, its own like purpose. For example, my personal, I could never have the amount of information I keep in here in my pocket or in my mini. In my personal, I plan everything. So I plan meetings, I plan dates, I plan work, Instagram, every single thing goes in here. But the difference is in my pocket, I keep only events and things that I do outside. That way I give my pocket another purpose, like different from my personal. So even though I still have a weekly here, this is only for things that I need to do outside and events because of the limited space and because this is portable and I can fit it in my bag. So that way I avoid transferring things from my pocket to my personal and then to my mini. So again, this is why I think I'm really happy with the sizes and I don't really change them because everything has a different purpose. So yeah, I don't really transfer everything from pocket or personal. And I think that really ties to another question that I had, which is how do you decide what goes into your planner? I'll say make a list of everything you want to have on paper, what's the most important to you, what do you want to keep track of, and the sizes that you want to try or the sizes that you know you are comfortable in. And then allocate each sections to the desired like size. For example, my journaling, even though I love to have this as my journal, how cool would that be? It kind of reminds me of my Jane Austen size, like as in, oh, I just have my notebook here and I'm sitting next to like a river and journaling. I would love that. I would honestly love that. But I know this size for me, I can never fit all the things that I write, and it's just not comfortable for me either. It's just right in length in my pocket. So I know that's not going to work for me. But yeah, I just recommend that. I just be mindful of what you want to have and what works for you in that sense, which I think size is the most important. Then it will be easier for you to decide what goes into a planner. So it all depends on your routines, your habits, where you're interested. If you want your planner to just be functional, keep you updated, then you can have a to-do list, your heavy planning, which is, I don't know, if you work well with monthly, weekly, daily, note section. But if you want to have a more like an interest planner with your watch list, your games, everything else, then maybe that could be another binder. But really know what works for you, what makes you feel more comfortable in, you know? But yeah, when did your planning girl life start? Love your content, thank you so much. And I am definitely a bit OCD. I guess back in the day was just an old notebook that I bought when I was, I think, in middle school, one of those like spiral notebooks, and I started to keep all like my to-dos. And then university, I went all out and I started with my bullet journals, and I went really hard on creating all these layouts for my bullet journals inspired by YouTube and Pinterest and everything. And then I visited the UK in 2017 for the first time, and I got my first Filofax, which was the Filofax crook in black. And that was the start of my my Filofax craze and my ring planner obsession. So the next question is, what pens do you use in your agendas? So this is probably one of my most asked questions. These are my favorite pens, the Pentel Energel Klena. I think all of these ones are 0.5. Yeah. 0.5 and this is 0.4, but I think my favorite overall is 0.5. I think it glides easier in my opinion, and these pens dry super fast compared to others. So if you're looking for something that dries faster than the other pens, and that you can use with mild liners, which was my main issue with all the like Muji and all the other pens, then this is the pen for you. It's so good, and I love it so much that I have a lot of pens. I've got like 10, so I thought maybe it's time for me to just go and buy my inks. So I just buy this as well, bought it in Mexico, which is why it's in Spanish, but this is my favorite pen. Totally recommend, it's so good. Next question is, favorite bag or purse you're currently using. Love your style. Thank you so much. So my favorite bag is this vintage Coach bag. It's so spacious. It has 3 like compartments and a zipper one as well. So like it fits everything. And I love it so much because it fits my personal and my 3 planners if I want as well. And the best part is that it has long straps. It's just great. So that's one of my favorite bags. I think the one I've been using more often these days. Okay, next question is, and I think this one is very interesting. Best way to transition from digital to paper system. My advice would be, again, to identify what you like, what makes you productive. If it's like a schedule, if you work better keeping a timeline, or are you more like a list person that you don't need all this like details. Just identify what works best for you, what makes you more productive, and get yourself, if you're interested in the ring binders, any kind of ring binder. It doesn't really matter if it's a leather one, a Filofax one. Follow creators that you really like and that inspire you. And I think if analog planning is for you, at the end of the day, that's what's gonna make you feel more comfortable, and that's what will make you more productive. And I think this one ties very well to this other question, which is how to get started without getting overwhelmed. So first of all, it's normal if you're overwhelmed. It happens. I think it happened to everyone that has now a system in place. Every single process is a trial and error. It happened to me literally last week when I was trying to think, what do I want in my pocket? And then I scratched a lot of ideas, and then I just returned a couple of things to my personal, all these things. So trial and error. But I think the smoothest way to go through the process is just soak on all the inspiration that is online. Take it as an entertainment, not as a pressure thing for you to have all these things on yours. Then identify your heavy planning, what works best for you with your calendars, your schedules, or your to-dos, and then build the whole of your planner with that in mind, and so like around that. So you need your core of what you want your planner to be. So just identify that core that you need and what you need it for, and then build it around that at your own pace. And just look around, and there's a lot of great people with a lot of like ideas and like aesthetics. So I hope that helps as well. Do you have a background / career in an art or something else creative? And yes, I do. I am a graphic designer, and I've been a graphic designer for about 10 years now, and I specialize in social media and branding. The last question is things to include as part of the foundation of a planner. It depends on what you want your planner to be. So if you want your planner to serve you like in a productive way, you will need a monthly. I guess I can show you this. Something simple like a monthly, so you can keep up with your month at a glance, so you can see your events, your like things that you need to do. If you need more detail than the monthly, then you will need a weekly. But if you need something with a bit even more detail, so you can structure your whole day, which is also me, then you will need a daily. And these are my dailies, which I actually haven't shown, but this still playing with my dailies. Again, it's always trial and error. But then if you need more structure, then you can go on your dailies and write what you need to do, your events, and you can always reference your weeklies or your monthlies depending on how you work best. Some people like to keep inboxes as well, which I do. I like to keep one each month, and that helps me allocate things for my weekly and know whose birthday is when, and then my monthly and everything, right? If you have a goal, like a health goal or like any kind of goal you want to set, I think trackers are really good to keep you motivated and in check. So again, I have trackers for my gym, I have trackers for like how my mood is going, I have trackers for my spend, my meals, my skincare, health, and everything. So that's something else that if you're using your planner for something productive, then that may help. So again, just identify what works for you and make a list, and then allocate that list onto the size that you think would work best for you. And I think that is probably it. If you have any comments or questions about this one, let me know either in the comments or on Instagram. I'm always there and I love answering your questions or chatting about planners and everything. Have an amazing rest of April and I'll see you very soon.